Hi, I just wanted to help you with this common question, which is why the page and title report in Google Analytics 4 shows a not set value within the results table of this specific report. Well, to better understand this, let's go to the Google Analytics 4 merchandise store property, which is a demo account for Google Analytics 4 and will help us to better understand what is happening and how we can fix this. Well, everyone can see this issue if they just go to the second tab, which is the report tab, and then go to the engagement report, and inside of that just go to the pages and the screen tab of the engagement report. In that specific section you will see all the views, users, new users, and so on for each page title of your website. The issue comes when you just go and find that there are some rows with a not set value in your table. That makes no sense for most users because every single page view must have a page title. It makes no sense for a lot of people to see a not set value here. Why there is a not set value? Well, to better understand that, we need to go to the Google documentation. When we go to the official Google documentation, which is, I know, is about Universal Analytics, but don't worry, it will help us to better understand what is happening. What Google says is that the not set value is a placeholder, and that placeholder is used when Google didn't have received any information for the dimension that you have selected. So what is happening here is Google didn't get the page title dimension for some reason. Of course, you still have the question, hey, why I have a not set value? I mean, every single page of my website has the Google Analytics tag just quite right. So what is a not set value? Well, let's go and add a second dimension to this report and just go to the page location dimension. Maybe some people doesn't have this dimension, which is a custom dimension, but don't worry. You can find some similar dimensions in your default Google Analytics 4 settings. Anyway, when I have the page location dimension, I can see here that I still have the not set dimension, the not set row result, but I have an URL for that specific result. So why we have an URL but we don't have any page title related to that page? Well, let's copy this URL and just go to one of the most useful tools that we have in Google Analytics 4. I'm talking about the Tag Assistant. You can access to the Tag Assistant through this domain, which is tagassistant.google.com. And we can start here with the Add Domain button a new debug for Google Analytics 4. How we do that? Well, just paste the URL here and we just click on Connect. Of course, I want to show you something, so I'm going to delete the rest of the page path value. We are going to travel to the home page of the Google Merchandise Store. When I click on Connect, a new tab will open, and we can see here there is a debug setting in the URL. Just don't worry about that. Just going back to the Tag Assistant tab and just click on Continue. With this, you will see a lot of Google Analytics properties just attached to this result. Don't worry about that. This only happens with the Google Merchandise Store because Google, for some reason, has a lot of tags in there. But the tag that we most care about here is the PSW1MJ7HB4, which is the property that we use for the demo account of the Google Merchant Store. So when we click on this icon, we will see all the events related to that specific property. And we see here all the hits that Google Analytics have received from the home page. We can see here there is a page view event. When we click on that page view event, we will see all the payload and all the information that Google have received in the home page of the Google Merchant Store. So let's take a look at this. We can see here the page location, which is the URL for the Google Merchandise Store. That's okay. But also we have the page title of that page. You can see that the page title and the page location are two different values sent in two different values inside the payload. Well, as you can see, we have the page title home and the page location shop merchandise store. That makes sense. But what happens when we go to the apparel and accessories page, which is the exact same URL that we are looking here, the not set value? Let's take a look at that payload. When we load the apparel and accessories pages, we just can go back to the Tag Assistant tab. We can click here on the accessories pages, and we can see here both payloads, the page view and the view item list payload. So we click on the page view, we just go down, and we can see here the page location being defined as the URL that we are looking for. But the page title, well, the page title is empty. There is no page title defined for this specific URL. So this is where things start to make some sense, because hey, if Google Analytics doesn't get any page title, of course Google will fill that with a not set value, because Google doesn't know that the title of that specific page. So why is this happening? Why this specific page has no page title? Well, everything is answered using the HTML values of this page. If I do a right click here, well, it's not here, I just click on inspect, and I can open all the HTML inspector for this page. If I try to find the title, you will see that this page has an empty value for the title. So there is no title defined for the apparel and accessories pages here in the store. But what happens if I just go back to the home page of the store? If I go back to the home page and I search for the title, oh, you will see here there is a title defined for this specific page, which is the same value that we saw in the Tag Assistant tab or payload sent to Google Analytics 4. So that's what is happening. The page title that you see in this report is related to the title tag that is used in HTML for your website. So the only thing that you have to do is just to be sure that all your web pages inside your website has a meta title being defined, so Google Analytics will fill that value accordingly to what you have in your website, and you will avoid the not set value in your report. I hope you find this information useful, and of course remember to visit the forums of Google Analytics to answer any question that you have. Have a nice day.